We are at the Making Tech Work for Workers statewide conference on labor, AI, and building power throughout California.
We know that there's a lot of talk right now about technology, about AI, and about workers. We know our job is to empower workers to fight back.
We're here to hear from workers and from organizers and advocates about the experience workers are having with technology in the workplace.
We always embrace new technology, but we've also kept an eye on ways in which it can encroach upon our livelihoods and our ability to maintain a living and to keep working.
Tech workers are more scared than ever of retaliation, of losing their jobs.
AI and these companies are essentially squeezing workers and consumers on both sides in an environment of complete non-transparency.
A lot of these systems actually, are useful information, but how you're actually using that data is in a harmful way.
We're the home care giver union. The elderly, the disabled, and children, that's the group we take care of. They wanted to track us. Why do they need to know what doctors we're going to see, or what pharmacy we use, or what specialists we use?
Nurses are the first and last line of defense against harmful technology that impacts patients and patient care. When an algorithm says to reduce staffing, that impacts patients, and nurses take their job seriously to make sure that these technologies, as they're rolling out, don't harm our communities.
Our leaders, say, oh, this is a software system that's going to help you. All you got to do is click, 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 and you're done. Now you got enough time to process more cases. If it was that simple, we would be in good shape, but it's not.
Much of education now is mediated through these big learning management systems. This is where I upload my syllabus. Students turn in their assignments. My lecture notes are there. All it takes is one bot to troll through the learning management system and create a professor bot, and then I'm out of a job.
For performers, it's even a bigger challenge because their whole livelihood is based upon their image, likeness, and voice. And when someone can take it and use it without their permission or paying them, it undermines their career in existential ways.
We've talked a lot today about how AI has harmful impacts and things like hiring practices, for example. We've seen a lot of times with resume screeners, employers often use this as a way where they are inputting particular terms and labels, creating racial biases where Black workers are not hired for roles. They've even been fired for roles in other examples as well.
Union work empowers the everyday person, the expert that's doing the work, to be in the rooms where decisions are made.
Our concern is that we don't have a voice in how the technology is going to be used. We have to be at the table.
Workers are the end users of most of these technologies. They're experts in how these technologies work, and they understand when technologies are making their jobs better or worse, safer or less safe, or fairer or less fair.
At the end of the day, it is really about maintaining our professions and not being replaced.
When we ground our tech justice fights in these very real, clear, compelling demands, we win.
And that's one thing the union does. If we didn't have our union, I as an individual would have to go in and do this. There's no way. I can't fly to DC and yell at these people and go, hey! But with 500,000 standing behind me, they're gonna hear me.
Unions are probably enemy number one for venture capitalists. You have a lot of, and it's because you have a lot of power, and you can deploy that power through actions on the ground, strikes and things like that.
When we come together and share our ideas, strategies, and support for each other, that's what gives the unity, the solidarity, and the power that lets us stand up to big companies.
There has just been some really wonderful, smart, and resourceful people at this conference that I've met.
Coming here has kind of solidified my belief in the strength of the community, of the strength in numbers.
Look at the examples of what's already been accomplished. Our Hollywood unions went on strike and won protections and collective bargaining agreements. And they've shown us a roadmap of what we need to do in every industry and in every single circumstance.
I feel hopeful that all of this networking and dialogue, I can reach out and see if I can get some ideas and share whatever, information that I have as well.
Is this technology something that we absolutely need to use, or is it about making profit?
We'd need to understand how bosses are using it to exploit and replace workers, then we can fight back because we know how to fight the bosses exploiting and replacing workers. We've been doing it for centuries.